Hello everyone, welcome back to my tutorial channel. It's Daniela Tran here, and today we are going to complete the next 5 problems from the GRE Quantitative Reasoning Practice problem set. Alright, so just get started. Yesterday we finished question 5 to 10, and today we are going to do 11 to 15. Here's the question number 11. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. In the XY plane, a quadrilateral has vertex at -1, 4, 7, 4, 7, -5, and -1, -5. What is the perimeter of the quadrilateral? Alright, so this is actually a very simple problem, but it's really hard to visualize the picture without without making the graph. So to begin with, we are going to use a whiteboard, and I'm going to draw the picture. So basically, we have first of all, I'm going to mark the XY plane. Mark the XY plane. Let's say this is the XY plane. No, this is the XY plane. See that? And now let's mark the first vertex -1, 4. So x is -1 and y is 4. We're gonna have this point. Let's say this is 4, 1. So this is the first point. And then the second point is 7, 4. So x is 7. X is 7. And y is 4. So we have the second point right here. Now x is 7 and y is -5. -5. So it should be right here. And the last one is -1, -5. So you see that this is nothing but a rectangle, right? A rectangle. And we want to find the perimeter, right? The perimeter is just the sum of the 4 lanes of this quadrilateral. So let's say I must say this is y and this is x. So it's really easy to see that x go from x, if you follow the x-axis, you see that x go from -1 to 7, and y go from -5 to 4. So you see that x, let me make this picture bigger. X go from -1 to 7. And y go from -5 to 4. So x is x here is 8 and y is 9, because the distance between 4 and -5 on the y-axis is 9. So we have this is basically just a rectangle with one side is 8 and one side is 9. So the perimeter should be 2 times 8 plus 9. So we have 2 8 plus 9 8 plus 9 is 17. Times 2 is 34. So the perimeter of this one is 34. And that's why we go for E. So we go for E. So question 11, I go for E. Let me use a Word document and type it in. So question 11, you see that x goes from -1 to 7, and y goes from -5 to 4. So the perimeter, the two sides of the quadrilateral are 8 and 9, leading to the perimeter is 2 times 8 plus 9, and it should be 34. That's the perimeter, and we go for joist. So we have joist, we have joist E. We have joist E. That's the question 11. Now question number 12. Question number 12, distribution of the heights of 80 students. And here, the data set is summarized using a table that the possible value of the height of the student are classified using some equal length classes. For example, the first class goes from 140 to 144 centimeters. The second class is 145 to 149, then 150 to 154, 155 to 159, and so on. So you see that in order to interpret the table, we can see that there are 6 students with the heights in between 140 to 144. There are 26 students with the heights from 145 to 149 centimeters. And the question asks for the table above shows the frequency distribution of the heights of 80 students where the heights are recorded to the nearest centimeters. What is the least possible range of the recorded heights of the 80 students? Before we find the answer, we have to know what is the range of a data set. The range of the data set is the difference between the smallest possible value and the highest possible value. Here we know that the smallest possible value should be somewhere between 140 to 144. And the highest possible value for the height of the student should be somewhere from 160 to 164. So we have different possible value of the range. But the question asks for the least possible range. So we have to take the smallest number of the highest range of the highest class, subtract the largest number of the smaller class. So I'm going to take 160, subtract 144, and the answer is 16. So question 12. Here, question 12. We have like the smallest value of student heights is somewhere between from 140 to 144, and the largest value is somewhere from, look at this again, 160 to 164. 160 to 164. Hence, the least possible range is 160 subtract 144, and it is equal to 16. So we go for choice B. It should be choice B. See that? Alright, so now we are going to do question number 13. Which of the following function f defined for all numbers x has the property that f of minus x is equal to minus f of x for all number x? This question is simple to define which of the function below is odd, because odd function has the property f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. So in order to determine these one, we're gonna do one by one. I'm gonna start with the first function. Oh. Okay, so we are going to check one by one to see which of the choices is the correct answer. Question number 13. So if we look at A, we have to check f of minus x. F of minus x is equal to, in order to define f of minus x, we basically replace x by minus x. So we have minus x whole cube on the numerator. The denominator is minus x squared, and then plus 1. Minus x whole cube is just equal to minus x cubed, and minus x whole square is just x squared, then plus 1. So this is equal to, if you factor the minus side out, you will have x cubed on the numerator and x squared plus 1 at the denominator, leading to, this is similar to minus of f of x. And you see that A is the correct choice for the function that satisfies the property of both. So this is correct. This is, I'm going to leave a yes. Now B, let's check B. The same methods, we are going to check f of minus x, and this equal to, we're just basically replace x by minus x. So I have minus x whole square minus 1 over minus x square plus 1, and this is equal to x squared minus 1 over x squared plus 1. So this is equal to f of x. So B is an even function, not an odd function. So the answer here is no for this. And then similar, we check choice C, D, and E. If you look at C, we got f of minus x is equal to minus x whole square times with minus x whole square then minus 1, and is equal to x squared times with x squared minus 1. It's an even function. It's an even function. It's equal to f of x. So the answer for this one is no. Now we check D. F of minus x is equal to minus x times with minus x cubed minus 1, and is equal to minus x times with minus x cubed minus 1. And this is different from is it not non-equal to minus f of x? So this is also a no. And then the last choice is similar, which is verify f of minus x, and is equal to minus x squared times minus x cubed minus 1, and is equal to x squared times with minus x cubed minus 1, and is equal to, if you factor minus out, you have minus x squared times x cubed plus 1. And this is not equal to minus f of x. So this is also a no. And so from checking the phi function, we see that we have to go for choice A, because A is the only function from the above that satisfies the condition f of minus x is the same with minus f of x. Alright, so that's the question number 13. Now let's look at question number 14. If 10 to the x equals 0.1% of 10 to the y, where x and y are integers, which of the following must be true? So from that statement, this is question number 14. From that statement, we can set up an equation of relation. We have 10 to the x is equal to 0.1%. So it's like 0.1 over 100 times with 10 to the y. 10 to the y. And is equal to 0.1 over 100 is 10 to the negative 3. Negative 3 times with 10 to the y. And this should be equal to 10 to the y minus 3. See that? So from here we have an equation that is x, because they have the same base. 10 to the x is equal to 10 to the y minus 3. They have the same base, so the exponent should be the same. So x should be y minus 3, and this is the relation between x and y. And we have to rewrite a little bit. It should be similar to y is equal to x plus 3. And we check with this statement, we see that B is the correct answer. So we go for choice B. See that? Let me show you the question one more time. See that 10 to the x is 0.1% of 10 to the y. That's why we write the equation 10 to the x is equal to 0.1 over 100 times 10 to the y. And then 0.1 is 10 to the negative 1 divided by 100 is 10 to the negative 3. So we have 10 to the negative 3 times 10 to the y. And then this is just a multiplication of two exponential function with the same base. So we have to combine the exponent and keep the same base. So we're y minus 3 at the exponent. And from here, since we have 10 to the x is equal to 10 to the y minus 3, these two are exponential function with the same base. So when they are equal, we got the exponent should be equal. So we're x equal to y minus 3. And rewrite y in term x. So we got y is equal to x plus 3. And this is choice B. Alright, now let's look at question number 15. Question number 15 is about standard normal distribution with mean 0 and standard deviation 1. So look at the, first of all, before we read the question, just look at the diagram. This is the bell-shaped diagram representing for standard normal distribution with the mean is 0 and standard deviation 1. By the empirical rule, we know that 68% of the population falls in between the first standard deviation. and then 96% is in between two standard deviation. See that? Now let's read question number 15. The figure above show the standard normal distribution with mean 0 and standard deviation 1, including approximate percents of the distribution corresponding to the region shown. The random variable y is normally distributed with a mean of 470, and the value y is equal to 340 is at the 15th percentile of the distribution. Of the following, which is the best estimate of the standard deviation of the distribution? So the graph is a standard normal distribution. Now we consider y is a new random variable that is also normally distributed, but with a mean 470 and the mean 470, and we got the y is at the 15th percentile of the distribution. $350. So I'm going to use a whiteboard for this. Okay, let's say I draw a bell shape, and for this bell shape the mean is 470. See that? 470. And the value of 340 is at the 15th percentile. 15th percentile means it's a point that separate the lowest 15% and the upper 85%. So, and it's 340. So if you separate the bell shape, just similar to the standard normal distribution, we have the 15th percentile. Remember, this is 2%, and this is 14%. So the 15th percentile should be here, and this is 340. See that? So the gap between the two is slightly more than sigma. So if I take 470, subtract 340, I got this 130, and it's approximately sigma. It's approximately the standard deviation. So when we choose the correct answer, and it should be the standard deviation should be less than 130. Sigma should be less than 130, because 340 is right here, and this is the first because 340 is the 15 percentiles, and the sum of these two shaded areas is 15%. So that's why 340 is less than 470 subtract 1 sigma. So sigma should be less than 130. And from here, if we look at all the choices, A is the only correct answer, 125. 125. So we go for choice A. I repeat, if you're still lost, I'm going to redo it one more time. Okay, first I draw a bell shape. This is the normal distribution, but it's not a standard normal distribution because the mean is 470 instead of 0. However, no matter it's standard normal distribution or regular normal distribution, we have the rules that let's say 470 subtract 1 sigma, and we got 16% on the tail. We got 16% on the tail. See that? So the question said like 340 is the 15 percentiles. The 15 percentile means the point that separates 15% lowest with the 85% lowest. So it should be right here. And we see that 340 should be less than this point. And this point is where we have sigma 470. This is the point that given, this is sigma. See that? So sigma should be less than the distance between 340 and 470. Sigma is less than 470 minus 340. So sigma should be less than 130. And that's why we go for choice A. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my video and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.